Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 tips that I personally use to stay motivated, because it's very important to stay motivated if you want to reach your goals and if you want to be successful. So let's dive into that. I'm going to count backwards from 5 all the way to 1. Tip number 5 is you're going to focus on tasks that burn you out last. So you're going to do those tasks last in the day. It's going to be the last thing you do. For example, for me, a lot of times that can be answering emails, because it's just something that's redundant. There's a lot of brain power that goes into it and having to like think about each different email and have to answer them. So what I usually do is I save answering emails as something that I'm gonna do right before I finish off my day. Now this helps a lot because it allows me to have a basically fresh mindset, fresh brain for the entire rest of the day. I can get stuff done, I can be productive, and then I can save that kind of burnout task for the end. Now, the reason why you would want to do this is because if you were to start with that task, the task that burns you out, and like I said, for me it's emails, for you it might be something else. The reason why you want to start with that, or end with that versus starting with it, is because if you started with that, well, it's gonna burn you out, and then when it comes to do your next task, you might already feel like, well, I've already accomplished all of this. I've already done these emails. I don't have to really do anything else. I can just go and mess around the rest of the day. Versus if you would have started with tasks that maybe didn't burn you out, you would get that stuff done, and then you would come to this last task and you would just, have to do it and get it done with. So try it out. I promise you it'll work really well for you. I like it a lot. And it's just one of those kind of little hacks that I use to chug through the day and make sure I'm getting stuff done. Okay, so tip number 4 is building mini habits. Now, mini habits are really powerful, especially if you have a larger goal that typically you might fail at. So this can apply to really anything, but let's just say for like health and fitness, for example. Let's say that you had a goal of weight loss and you maybe wouldn't commit yourself, like you just know yourself, you're not gonna commit to maybe working out an hour 5 days a week. Like maybe that's just something you know that you might do it for like a week or two, but after that you're just gonna give up. So instead you build mini habits and say, well, I might not be able to commit to this, I probably would give up because it's just a lot. But what you might do is you might commit to 15 minutes a day. Like, okay, for 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, I'm gonna do some sort of workout. Now, the powerful thing about that is that you end up pushing yourself a little bit further, is usually what you'll find. So you might start working out, and then all of a sudden you get to 15 minutes and you might say, I can go another couple minutes. And eventually maybe you build up and you're actually going 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes. And this, it's kind of, like the turtle, that slow wins the race, slow and steady wins the race, versus if you were to have just gone hard and gone an hour right away, you probably maybe would have given up. Now this applies to anything. I just used health and fitness because it was an easy example to give you and something that most people can relate to, but this works for business and just about anything. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 3 is not breaking consistency. And this kind of goes with tip number 4 that I just gave you, the mini habits thing, and that's why it's kind of so powerful. But consistency is a very important thing. Doing something every day, right? And not breaking the cycle. So come up with something that you know that you can consistently do, and have a schedule, like even if it's like your calendar where you just check off every day that you did that thing. And I just find that when you're checking things off like that, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And as long as you keep doing that and you don't break that cycle, that consistency, you're gonna find that it actually keeps you motivated to keep doing it because you feel good. It gives you a sense of feeling good. And because of that, you'll actually keep going, you'll get closer to your goals. And it's just another tip that I actually use to stay motivated. Okay, so tip number 2 is to reward yourself. Okay, this could be just something like buying yourself something nice, or it could be like if you're focused on health and fitness, it could be maybe you take a cheat day once a week or something like that for one meal, or whatever you decide it is that you want to reward yourself with. And that's because as humans, we move towards pleasure. So if we have something that we're looking forward to, that's going to be motivating for us, right? It's just kind of common sense. Like if we have something to look forward to, we're gonna run towards that, we're gonna move towards that and be motivated by that. So having something to reward yourself is a good way to stay motivated. All right, and then we're gonna get to tip number 1, my last and final tip for you. I saved the best for last. And this is learning how to say no to things more often. And this one is really hard. It was hard for me at least, but I saw the biggest results and I really was able to stay more motivated when I got good at saying no to things. You know, in life we get a lot of opportunities coming our way, but they're not always opportunities that we should take. In fact, if you focus on something much more focused, like one thing, you're gonna find that you get better results and faster results doing that. So if you wanna stay really, really motivated, you gotta get good at saying no to everything else that kind of takes away from that one thing that you really want to happen or that you really want to accomplish. So get good at saying no. It's okay to say no to things. You don't feel like you always have to say yes to every single opportunity that comes to you, because even though it might be a good opportunity, ultimately if it distracts you from your main goal and it slows you down on that, then there was no point in saying yes to it in the first place. Alright guys, so those are my 5 tips. We'll do a quick recap. Doing the tasks that burn you out last, forming mini habits, not breaking consistency, setting up a reward for yourself, and saying no to things more often. Those are my 5 tips for staying more motivated and getting more done. And these are things that I've just implemented. Try implementing one at a time and seeing how it works out for a week, and then implement the next thing. And maybe by a month you'll have all 5 of these tips implemented and you'll be seeing some big improvements in your life. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos on my channel, be sure to subscribe, tick the bell notification to stay updated, and I will update you every time I post a new video. Until next time guys, I will see you in another upload. I am Paul James. Peace out.